The 2016 Lamborghini Huracán Spyder by Novitec Torado. 2 years after bursting into the supercar scene, the Lamborghini Huracán has become a favorite among supercar-loving auto enthusiasts. It's also turned into a darling in the tuning world, where programs have been built to cater specifically to owners of the newest Lamborghini. Novitec Torado counts itself as one of those tuners that have already developed a kit for the Huracán. Now, the German tuner is turning its attention to the Huracán Spyder, and in so doing, it has prepared an equally marvelous program that helps bring out 860 horsepower and 708 pound-feet of torque out of the Lambo's 5.2-liter V10 engine. Don't be fooled by the incredible power gains provided by Novitec, because that's not all the tuner did for the Huracán Spyder. It also prepared a carbon fiber aerodynamic kit that was tested in a wind tunnel, a rarity even by today's tuning standards. The tuner also prepared a new set of wheels specifically for the program and tied everything up with chassis and suspension upgrades that should give the Huracán Spyder the proper handling and balance so that owners who avail of the kit can enjoy it with the purest of pleasures. The only thing missing, it seems, is work on the interior, something that Novitec Torado left for others to do. That might be a red letter for other tuners, but for a company that has earned its reputation as one of the finest in the game at preparing aftermarket programs for Italy's most romantic of exotics, Novitec Torado did its homework on the Huracán Spyder and gave it everything the car needs to stand out from the rest of its peers. Continue after the jump to read the full review. Exterior. Visually, Novitec Torado did the Lamborghini Huracán Spyder some favors by giving it the full carbon fiber aerodynamic treatment. There's a new front splitter, rocker panels, side intakes, an engine cover, rear diffuser, tail lamp moldings, and a lip spoiler that can be traded for a rear wing. As it is, the upgrades are more than just cosmetic types, they also help the Huracán Spyder on the aerodynamic front, and since this is Novitec Torado we're talking about, it's not surprising that the tuner even had the components tested in a wind tunnel. Rounding out the exterior upgrades is a new set of 20 and 21-inch 3-piece NL1 alloy wheels that the tuner tailor-made specifically for the Huracán Spyder. These wheels are then wrapped in a set of Pirelli P0 tires, measuring 245/30ths ZR20 and 325/25ths ZR21 in the front and rear, respectively. Interior. Note: interior from standard 2016 Lamborghini Huracán Spyder shown here. As extensive as the work on the exterior was, there doesn't appear to be any upgrades on the Huracán Spyder's interior. As such, those who avail of the Novitec Torado kit will have to settle for a stock cabin, or get their upgrades somewhere else. Drivetrain. The mere mention of the Novitec group means that any upgrade it does will have engine upgrades, and it's no different with this program. A big part of the tuner's plan is to give the Huracán Spyder's 5.2-liter V10 engine a pair of superchargers to boost the V10's output to an impressive 860 horsepower and 708 pound-feet of torque. Do the math and that adds up to an improvement of 250 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, a staggering increase from the Huracán Spyder's standard output of 610 horses and 413 pound-feet of twist. The tuner didn't specify how the superchargers will help in improving the supercar's performance times, but considering the power gains it stands to receive, a sprint time to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds is a given, as is a top speed in the neighborhood of 220 miles per hour. By any measure, those are ridiculously fast times that should fit into the supercar profile of the Huracán Spyder. Unfortunately, this particular part of the program is still under development, so in the meantime, the tuner is offering a sport exhaust system that Novitec claims can produce a more potent exhaust note than the stock version while also optimizing the power delivery of the V10 engine. No word on how much optimized power comes from this setup, but we should learn more about it when Novitec Torado inevitably makes its announcement. Chassis and suspension. To accommodate the work put into the Lambo's V10 engine, Novitec Torado also installed springs that drops the Huracán Spyder's height by 1.37 inches. For those who prefer something more advanced, a height-adjustable coilover suspension is also set to become available at a later date. Pricing. Since the kit itself is far from a finished product, pricing details have yet to be released. The best way to go about this is to contact the tuner directly to ask for a timetable on when the program will be completed and how much it's going to cost. Competition. Lamborghini Huracán LP 850-4 Lucifero by Wheels and More. One of the first tuners to get its hands on the Lamborghini Huracán was Wheels and More, and since the tuner can never be accused for being late to any tuning party, it wasted little time developing a program for the Huracán in 2014, back when the Lambo was just unveiled to the public. In true Wheels and More fashion, the tuner prepared a total of 3 power upgrades for the Huracán, beginning with a modest power bump to 640 horsepower. It also offered a more significant upgrade in the form of 777 horsepower and the most powerful modification it could squeeze out of the car's 5.2-liter V10, bringing the total output up to 850 horsepower, almost identical to what Novitec Torado accomplished with its own program. Read more about the Lamborghini Huracán LP 850-4 Lucifero by Wheels and More here. Lamborghini Huracán OCT 800 supercharged by OCT Tuning. Not to be outdone, OCT Tuning also prepared a kit for the Lamborghini Huracán back in February 2016. Unlike Wheels and More before it, OCT only focused on one specific engine upgrade package, bringing the tuner's full expertise down on the car's V10 engine. A new supercharger unit was installed, as was a sport exhaust system. Together, the two new components worked with the V10's mechanicals to bring the car's output to 805 horsepower and 597 pound-feet of torque. That resulted in a sprint time to 60 miles per hour of just 2.5 seconds and a top speed north of 215 miles per hour. Read more about the Lamborghini Huracán OCT 800 supercharged by OCT Tuning here. Conclusion. Sometimes, an aftermarket company's reputation precedes everything. That's certainly the case with this program. Sure, Novitec Torado may not be as old as Novitec Rosso, but it's easy to see the similarities between the two. Both are adept at building programs for the brands they've been assigned to, Ferrari in the case of Novitec Rosso. It's nice to see that Novitec Torado is bent on pleasing owners of the Lamborghini Huracán, because what it did for the Huracán Spyder speaks to the expertise it has in building a rock-solid tuning kit that should provide plenty of thrills to owners who may want to get more out of their Huracán Spyders. Love it. Impressive power gains. Tested aerodynamic components. Carries the proud Novitec name. Leave it. No upgrades on the interior. Pricing still unavailable. Plenty of other tuning options to choose from.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.